Madam, good afternoon. Happy to see you again. Okay.
Sir, I have a humble request. Kindly do not pin me. You know, discussion करने problem होती है.
Okay, okay.
Do not pin the speaker.
Okay.
Because I'm not able to do, you do it at your end.
Okay.
क्या होता है कि मैं बीच-बीच में slide share करती हूँ and then I discuss.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. We have 34 participants.
Okay, we have more than 100 that be joining.
Okay, okay. No problem, sir. Take your time.
We will take 1 or 2 minutes more.
Yeah, sure.
Siddharashmi ma'am, can we start now? Siddha?
Yes, sir.
I think we can start actually. Yeah?
Yes. I think we can start the participants.
Okay, you can start actually.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am, I think we can start.
Oh,
Yeah, let's start. We have around, now there are 52.
okay, we can start.
48, 40. Total, how many participants?
Around
They are more
100.
than 100.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we
can
will
start actually.
officially start. I think they will join us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's start. It's already 2:35.
Okay.
Okay. So good afternoon to one and all here. So today we are on the 6th day of our NEP 2020 orientation and sensitization. So it is with great pleasure and honor that I welcome our esteemed speaker for today, Professor Saneem Fatima, Director of Malaria Mission Teacher Training Center at Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. So Professor Ma'am is a distinguished educationist with a remarkable record of leadership and contribution in the field of teacher education. As the director of MMTTC, she has been instrumental in spearheading several impactful faculty development programs aimed at enhancing pedagogical skills, research capacity, and institutional growth. She brings with her a wealth of experience, not just in administration, but also in mentoring faculty and future educators across the country. So we are indeed privileged to have her amidst us today. On behalf of Grace Valley College of Arts and Science, I welcome you, ma'am, and look forward to your insightful address. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Dr. Sita Lakshmi, for the wonderful introduction. So, Principal Sahab, ma'am, and esteemed participants, a very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to this session on student diversity and inclusive education. I hope all, am I audible?
Yes.
So friends, let me remind you that we all belong to a very, very noble profession, the teaching profession. This is the only profession which will give you a lot of respect and affection from the students and also the stakeholders. Now, remember that we are living in an age of technology. Everywhere, our life has been occupied by technology. Whether you want to do some shopping, there is Amazon, Flipkart. You're using your mobile. Want to order food, Swiggy, Zomato, and then make my trip, Yatra, everything, and you want to transfer money, do any money transaction, there is the UPI system. Again, we are using a mobile. So friends, with so much of dependency on technology, education sector is not far behind. Today, it has become very, very challenging for all of us as teachers to retain the attention of students in the classroom. Because, so much of information is available at the click of a button. Immense information. There is ChatGPT, BART, AI, to name a few. But then, with so much of information, the students again look back to us, teachers, facilitators, mentors, for their guidance. So come technology, what may. No technology can replace the teachers. Do you all agree? Yes?
Yes,
There are
ma'am.
robotic teachers, recorded
Yes,
sessions.
yes.
There is OER, Open Educational Resources. Now, friends, our role is also changing. Why are we talking of diversity? Because of the vast developments in information and communication technology, the whole world has become a global village. And we are not just preparing very, very responsible citizens of a country, but globally responsible citizens. So, with all this, teacher is a teacher. This is a noble profession. A good teacher is always a good learner or a student. So, my dear friends, do not use this mobile phone for some time. No multitasking, no checking of messages. Now, this is not a typical classroom. We have to discuss and learn from each other's experiences. Why this theme? Among the 8 themes, what is the importance of this theme as student diversity and inclusive education? Now, as we observe that Indian diaspora are contributing in almost every country of the world. And today, right sitting in our own cities, we are working for the MNCs, multinational corporations. Every year, almost in 2024, around 10 lakh students immigrated, left our country rather, to pursue higher studies in countries like USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, to name a few. So this mobility, with this exchange of people, movement of people, it is very important as teachers to understand student diversity on our campuses, that is colleges and universities. And then what is our role in the inclusive education as per the National Education Policy 2020. So let me also remind you We are not just teachers who are handling the syllabus, but we are role models, facilitators, and mentors. And more importantly, we are also the brand builders of the institution. How? When we talk of quality assurance, what comes to our mind is the NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Among the 7 criteria, criterion 3 is faculties, research, extension, and consultancy. And similarly, NIRF, among the 5 parameters, one of the parameters is teachers' research, publications, and citations. So we are facilitators, role models, and counselors to the students, brand builders of the institutions, and important stakeholders of the society and the nation. So with this brief, I'll be sharing my presentation. Kindly participate in the discussion. It's not going to be a monologue, but it's going to be a dialogue wherein we are going to discuss a lot. Is my presentation visible, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Once again, welcome to this session on student diversity and inclusive education organized by UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Now, I take this opportunity to quote Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. I unquote. Now, all of you will agree with me that education is the most powerful weapon with which we can use, which can change our lives. Through education, we get knowledge, and knowledge gives us empowerment, the power of thinking, the power of analyzing, observing, and doing things very right to make our lives as comfortable, as luxurious as possible. Now, here, let us remember some of the important inventions and discoveries. Just imagine life, what it could have been without the invention of electric bulb by Thomas Alva Edison. And then let us also remember an important discovery, the X-rays or the Roentgen rays. When Sir Roentgen was working on some radioactive material, he could suddenly find his bone. He was wondering, how could I see his bone? Maybe some rays have fallen. So he randomly named them X-rays. And today also, we, in honor of Sir Roentgen, we call them Roentgen rays and X-rays. Today, there are immense applications of this X-rays in the healthcare industry. So to name a few, these were the inventions and discoveries. But today, even on this day, we seek knowledge to conduct research, to understand the things. In the educational institutions, we conduct research to add up to the existing body of knowledge about the doctoral degrees, postdoctoral research, applied research, etc. And in the corporates, there is an R&D department which will be continuously reviewing the conducting a market research and then trying to not just satisfy the customers, but today we are talking not of customer satisfaction, but customer delight. So similarly, as organizations are working there, our clients are students and the employers. So as teachers, we need to understand our roles and then address diversity and play an important role here. Equal access to education is one of the major goals in the vision of a democratic and just society. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 4, which is quality education, views inclusive and equitable quality education for all as a major goal as well as the means to achieve all other goals. Now, friends, you all might be familiar about the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development through certain goals. Can anyone tell me how many goals, please? SDGs, what we normally call them, Sustainable Development Goals.
17.
Yeah, 17 goals. Now,
17.
among the 17 goals, SDG 4 is quality education. And we have just now said that this SDG 4 facilitates, supports us in the achievement of these 17 goals, and finally, our motto of 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development. So when we say this, let us quickly have a look at these 17 SDGs. You all might be knowing, but this sentence, how it supports, let us see. Excuse me. One second. Friends, is the screen visible? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
The
ma'am. Yes,
17
ma'am.
goals. Just we all
Yes,
are
ma'am.
familiar, but for this, how SDG 4 is supporting us, let us have a look at it. The first one is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and lastly, very important, partnerships for the goals. So, friends, as we have seen, among these 17 goals, SDG 4, here it is quality education with which we are all associated. So, this will definitely, the education, quality education will support us and facilitate in the achievement of all other goals. So the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development was adopted by all the United Nations member states in 2015. Similarly, our country being a member state joined in 2015, and very recently in December 24, we have conducted the G20 summit in this regard. And here you can see the progress report from 2016 to 2024. And here you can also see here the SDG indicators and reports. So whenever you have time, there are some opportunities for collaboration here in the 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development Goals. You can associate with them. I suppose all of you will agree when I say about the 2030 Agenda of Sustainable Development. SDG 4 facilitates us. The United Nations. So this, I suppose all of you agree with this, okay? So now let us talk of higher education. Higher education is an important public sphere where public matters are discussed. And then our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, said that the destiny of a nation takes shapes in its classrooms. Take, for example, the Nobel laureates, Amartya Sen, Rabindranath Tagore. So many people, business leaders, world leaders, they all have been students in the institutions of higher learning at one time or the other. Yes or no? Yes? Participants, kindly respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, yeah. So when you go back to the presentation, and then SDG places education at the center of efforts toward developing a sustainable communities and societies. Can anyone tell me what is sustainable development? Sustainable development, what is it?
Use of resources in such a way that it is not finished for the future generations.
Okay. Exactly. Whatever natural resources we have, using them so safely and securely by our own selves, and then keeping them safely and securely for the future generations. Somewhere we have neglected this, and today we are facing the problems like air pollution in the cities, especially where there is a lot of urbanization, industrialization. Pure or fresh air is a scarcity, due to which there are severe lung diseases, skin problems, etc. And today we are talking so much about global warming, climate action, etc. So this is the right time when we are talking of 2030 agenda. Already we have spent 5 years for sustainable development. It should start at home, at the institution, and at all levels, so that we are moving towards sustainable communities and sustainable societies. Now, access to higher education. With so much of importance to education and higher education, no one should be denied the opportunity to access education based on their individual characteristics and group belongings, such as caste, class, gender, geographic location, and language. And supposing if there is an inequality in education, that may also lead to inequality in other domains such as health, income, and employment. Educated people, they earn income, they join services. Either they become job seekers or job creators. For example, if they become entrepreneurs, they can create jobs in the society. And then supposing if there are inequalities in one generation, it can also be a source of inequality in future generations. Do you all agree for this, please? All of you? All of you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, may I ask you, what is our current gross enrollment ratio,
Yes, ma'am.
GER? What is our current gross enrollment ratio? GER? Anybody? Any guess?
Is it 26?
Not exactly. Almost 26. Anybody else? Near about, almost. Any other guess?
Second guess, 28.
Okay, absolutely. Taken, sir. So all of you may be familiar with the All India Survey of Higher Education, AISHE. Every institution, college or university has an AISHE code, right?
Yes.
Yes. As per the All India Survey of Higher Education report, latest report 21-22, the gross enrollment ratio is 28.4, and the National Education Policy envisages as far as that the GER should be 50%. We should arrive at 50% by 2035. That is, citizens of our country who are in the age group of 18 to 23 years, they should be enrolled in institutions of higher learning. Are you able to get my point? GER should be 50% by 2035. And now we have discussed about the GER, and remember that we are the world's second most populous country, but still our GER is only 28.4, or it could be 29 because it is as per the records of 21-22. But then we have made students enrollments in 22, 23, 24, and 25 also. Almost we are on the way. We have notified and in the process of students enrollments. Now, may I ask you one more question? What is equity, please? Any example? Equity? Yes, friends, what is equity?
Is it somewhat like catering of facilities based on need?
Based on needs.
Equity means
Equity means? Any example?
I mean,
Yeah, please.
Yes.
parity.
Okay,
Yes.
1 minute. Let us
Quality.
equality. Now,
Equality is somewhat
Yes,
different
yeah.
from equity.
Competition.
Equality would be distributing.
It is competition.
no, let us discuss.
Okay.
Now, we said with so much of importance to education and higher education, access to education. Just a look back. In ancient India, we had the Gurukul system. And this, our gurus in the Gurukul system and in ancient India, they were living in far off places like in jungles, in caves. The scholar was residing there, and the disciples used to abandon their luxuries, comforts, and go to the Guru and seek knowledge. And in ancient days, access to education was a right of only the elite or so-called upper caste because of the social structure ingrained in the society. Now let us take an example. In those days, in the days of Mahabharata, Arjun had been to Dronacharya, and it has been our tradition that and culture, we treat our teacher equivalent to God. We call Guru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Yes or no? Yes?
Aditi Devo Bhava.
Atithi Deva Bhava also. But since it is student diversity and teacher, Atithi Deva well agreed. But the Guru has got a lot of respect. And then, when I said Dronacharya and Arjun, one more name of a disciple you all remember. Can anyone help me out? Who is that? Any guess? Eklavya, very good. Was Eklavya accepted as his disciple? No. But then he respected him, he prayed him. That's a different, let's not go into it. But then the social structure was, the system was ingrained in the society that only the king or the elite or the high class people can go, not the lower class. So because of this, and also the gender wise, now in olden days, we did not have the brick and mortar system of colleges, schools, and universities here. It was the far off places we had to travel to seek knowledge. So women were not allowed to, because no transportation facilities, no infrastructure. So women also were stopped, and other categories were also stopped. Are you able to get my point? So there was a concern. There was some criteria that some people were denied access to education. Just remember this. Now coming back, when all of us are doing enrollments in our institutions, colleges and universities, we follow the Government of India norms, the reservation policy as 10% EWS reservation 27% OBC reservation, SC reservation, ST reservation, general category, and in certain states, women reservation, and in some other categories like PWD, physically differently able people, sports category, NCC. So we are following a reservation policy. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
We are following a Government of India reservation policy. Can we call this an equity measure? Why are we reserving seats for them in education and employment? Because all these days, they were not allowed. They were denied admission. So now what are we trying? We are trying to provide certain facilities. I will give you one more example. There is Savitribai Phule single girl child scholarship to pursue PG and doctoral programs. Why only single girl child? Why only for a girl child? You know, all these days women were denied. So scholarship for the girls. OBC scholarship. Do we have it or not? Or all these are equity measures?
Yes, yes, of course.
So what are equities? Nothing but we are giving certain special privileges or facilities to a certain category of individuals based on their gender, social category, physical ability, to mainstream them, to accommodate in the mainstream. So these are the equity measures. Another very simple example, which I would like to share with you about the equity is, you all might have heard about the Government of India scheme, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Have you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Why only Beti? Why Beta is not important? Why Beti Bachao? There is some reason behind it. Now, we have the survey reports, we have the data with us. In some of the states, female feticide was very rampant. So, to eradicate that, to control that, we have this scheme of Beti Bachao. And then the United Nations says that women or the female gender is a co-provider. They should be also given an opportunity to get education and employment. So that is what, when we have both the genders representative in a country, why not educate them? So Beti Padhao. Is it clear, all of you? Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Is it an equity scheme? Equity measure? Come on, respond.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yes. So
Yes,
reservation
it is, ma'am.
policy in the admissions and employment and Beti Bachao, these are the examples of equity towards equality. So what are we trying to them? We are giving them a support, reserving seats for them, giving them scholarships, waiving of tuition fee, free hostels, all these facilities, they are nothing but equity measures to move towards equality. So let's go back to our presentation and continue the discussion. So now we have talked about the ancient system. Let us have a look at the changing scenario of higher education in our country. Massive expansion of student enrollments in higher education over the last few decades. How is this? On what basis are we seeing this? So let us have a look at this All India Survey of Higher Education report. Massive expansion of student enrollments because of the equity measures. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see here GER as per 21-22, it is 28.4. Gender parity index is 1.01. And we have, these are the statistics as per 21-22 report, 4.33 crore students and almost 16 lakh teachers, and the student teacher ratio is 1:26. So let's go and observe what we have said in our presentation. So you will find the All India Survey of Higher Education reports of various years. So here. Now here, friends, you can see from various years, but we'll take the latest one, AISSE Final Report 21-22. Is the report visible to all of you? Yes? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So here we have the gross enrollment ratio, teachers and students enrollment. Now we are talking of student diversity and inclusive education. So let us restrict our discussion to students enrollment. These two we will not be discussing now. So I'll show you the data wherein there have been massive student enrollments during the last few decades. Let us see the last few years. Now here, you can see, all of you can see 3.2 growth in student enrollments. Is it visible? Now, 3.2.1 level-wise estimated enrollment. So this box number 9 gives us level-wise student enrollment and its compound annual growth rate, what we call it as CAGR. Let us see the various levels: diploma, integrated, undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD. At the PhD level, for example, if you compare the students' enrollment during the last 5 years, according to the latest report of AISHE 17-18 to 21-22, in 17-18, we have PhD enrollments in the country of 1,61,412, and it is gradually increasing. And by the time you see the enrollments in 21-22, it is 2,12,568 at with a CAGR of 7.1. So there is a enormous increase in the PhD enrollments. Similarly, in PG also, we have here 41,14,000, and here it comes 52 lakhs. So you, at all levels, what do you observe? That there is a increase in the students' enrollment. Yes or no? Last 5 years, do you all observe? Yes? Participants? Are you there?
Yeah.
Do you all observe an increase? Yeah, please kindly respond. Then I can go ahead. Now let us talk. This is the overall. We have seen here the level-wise overall enrollment of students. And here it is female enrollment. So there has been a steady increase, around 50 lakh. So just observe figure number 47. Here we have the 2017 to 21-22 years. And here we have the enrollments. So what do you observe? Is there an increase or decrease?
Yes. Continuous increase.
See, somebody's talking. One second. Sanjeev, Sahab, kindly mute. Sorry for the interruption, please. Let's go back to the All India Survey of Education. So what is your observation, friends?
Oh, it's increasing.
It's increasing. Yeah.
Steadily.
So let us talk about the social category-wise enrollment. SC category, for example, figure 48 shows enrollment under SC category during the last 5 years, and figure 49 shows during the female enrollment during last 5 years in SC category. What's your observation, figure 48 and 49? Yeah? What do you observe? Participants?
It is somewhat stabilized.
It is on an increase. It's going up. Can you
Yes.
see here? Yeah.
Yes, going slightly. So it has more or less stabilized. Yes.
Yes. SC category,
Yeah.
what do you observe?
Increase, a very
Yes.
gradual increase. Yes.
Yes. OBC category?
The same increase.
The same. Similarly, enrollment of minority students and various levels, you will find that there is a steady increase. Now, when we said in our presentation that there is a massive expansion of students' enrollments, was this clear to all of you? That there have been massive expansion of student enrollments overall and category-wise. Do you all agree?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Friends, we are the world's second largest higher education system, comprising of 56,000 institutions, admitting 43 million students and taught by 1.5 million teachers. On one hand, this is our changing and current scenario. There have been, everybody wants their children to be educated, whatever category, whatever income level, because they have the equity measures. We want to mainstream them. And friends, let us also have a quick relook at the world-class institutions of ancient India, such as Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, which set highest standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research and hosted scholars and students from across backgrounds and countries. Now today, the national education policy is talking about faculty exchange program, student exchange program. This intellectual exchange is not new to us. This NEP is giving us an example which drawn right from the ancient India's higher education system and the institutions of holistic learning, which hosted scholars from different countries. Now let us discuss that in ancient India, we had world-renowned institutions of higher learning like Takshashila, which we call it also Takshila University, Nalanda, and in those days, various scholars from different countries used to come to our country to know more about Buddhism, Buddhist knowledge, Indian culture, philosophy, and in various disciplines. Similarly, our scholars were invited, intellectuals, to foreign countries to spread Buddhist knowledge, yoga, all these things. So this intellectual exchange is not just a new phenomenon or a new concept in NEP, but we have been doing this intellectual exchange, invitation of scholars from foreign countries to our country, from our country to outside. It is an ancient practice for us. And friends, let me ask you, when people move from one place to another place, every region has certain customs, traditions, language, and food habits. Do they carry them to a different place when they move from one country to another, or one situation to one place to another place? What is your observation? Do they carry their customs, beliefs, language, habits? Do they?
Yes.
Yes. And when people come, they also carry their language, their traditions, all this. So what happens is, in the meanwhile, there is an exchange of cultures, traditions. We get to know about different languages. So this mobility, this exchange of cultures, multicultural environment was also a part of education system of ancient India. Let us see some of the examples. Let us talk about now this picture, what you're seeing. It is called Veer Mound Remains. It is a part of Takshila or Takshashila University, which occupied a very, very strategic location and hosted scholars from not only for trade, but for knowledge from Central Asia, Persia, and Middle East. And then this exchange of scholars resulted in a vibrant multicultural environment and fostered intellectual exchange and cultural diversity. Can anyone tell me where is Takshashila or Takshila University right now situated, located?
Present Pakistan, POK
Yes,
probably.
yes, sir. At a place called Rawalpindi on the banks of Indus River in Pakistan.
Yeah.
And another university which we would like to share is Vikramshila University. It was one of the largest Buddhist universities with more than 100 teachers and 1,000 students in those times. And this university produced eminent scholars who were often invited by foreign countries to spread Buddhist learning, culture, and religion. Where is Vikramshila University, friends? Any idea? Any guess?
MP.
No, sir. Anybody else? Where is it? It is in Bhagalpur, Bihar.
Okay, yes. Of course.
Another university is Nalanda Mahavira, or what we all know as Nalanda University, which was established during the Gupta Empire. And this was supported by numerous Indians and Javanese patrons. Nalanda is considered to be the greatest centers of learning in ancient world. Friends, note, this is not ancient India. And the current site of Nalanda is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And in 2014, Government of India declared this university as a university. Can anyone tell me where is Nalanda University now?
Bihar.
Yeah, it's in Bihar.
Bihar,
So,
Rajasthan.
yeah, thank you, ma'am. The Indian education system produced great scholars such as Charaka, Thiruvalur, to name a few, who made seminal contributions to the world knowledge in diverse fields such as mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science, surgery, civil engineering, architecture, shipbuilding, navigation, yoga, fine arts, chess, and more. And friends, all of you will agree with me when I say Indian culture and philosophy have had a strong influence on the world. Do you all agree? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
With this discussion of the changing scenario of higher education of our country and a quick relook at the institutions of holistic learning in ancient India, let us come to our topic of diversity. What is diversity among people? I quote, diversity involves to all the ways in which people differ, including primary characteristics such as age, race, gender, ethnicity, mental and physical abilities, sexual orientation, and secondary characteristics such as nationality, education, income, religion, work experience, language skills, geographic location, family status, communication style, experience, learning style. This is work experience, please, economic background, and work style. I unquote. So, friends, this is diversity among people. Now, all of us are associated with colleges and universities. Let us relate this diversity among people to student diversity on our campuses. Age. On our campuses, we have students who are pursuing diploma programs, UG programs, PG programs, and doctoral programs. So, is there a diversity of age on our campuses, universities, and colleges? Yeah? Participants, kindly respond. What happened? Are you all there?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Do we have a diversity of age on our campuses? I told you students pursuing diploma, degree, PG, and doctoral programs. Students of different age groups. So we have a diversity of age. Yes or no?
Age. Yes, yes.
Gender, unless it is a women's college or vice versa, we do have both male students and female students. Mental and physical abilities. Some students are physically strong, some may be weak. Some students, their mental abilities are different. Some are slow learners, some are fast learners, some are average learners. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it
And
is right.
we have foreign students on our campuses and students coming from different educational backgrounds. The Madrasa system coming from regional backgrounds, doing in Hindi medium, Marathi medium, to name, and different income levels. We have students coming from elite families, lower middle class, upper middle class, and also EWS categories. And our students following different religions and students with different work experience. How is that? It's come twice. Some students, especially PG and doctoral programs, they have a work experience and then come back and resume their studies. And some students straight away after graduation, they come for PG and doctoral, no work experience. Learning style. Some students are good as team players. Some are good performers at individual level. Economic background, that is again their family status. Some may be first generation learners, some may be second generation learners, and some may be third generation learners, wherein even their grandparents are educated, and students with different work style. Here, let us discuss that in a class of our own class of 50 or 60, when we give an assignment, we give a deadline for submission. 50% of them submit dot on time. Others need to be reminded, warned that if you do not submit, you may fail, you may get less marks. In spite of that, there may be a small percentage, 1 or 2% of students who still come and submit at the 11th hour with all the possible excuses that kindly consider their assignments or whatever. So, do we have a perfect student diversity on our campuses as discussed in our presentation? All of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Yes, really. Now, we have discussed what is diversity among people and what exactly is student diversity we are seeing on the campuses. Now, what I'll do is I'll play a small video. Kindly watch it. I hope that you might have watched this video many number of times. But today, when we are discussing student diversity, kindly keep this in mind. The definition of diversity, the slide I shared just now. Watch this video, then we will have a discussion. May I share the video, please? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly watch it, then we'll discuss.
मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा। सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बह के सागर में मिले, बादलों का रूप लेकर बरसे हल्के हल्के। मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा। मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा।
Shine taraj thay myan taraj ikvat baniye shine taraj।
तेरा सुर मिले मेरे सुर दे नाल मिलके बने एक नवा सुरताल। मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा।
मुंहिंजो सुर तुंहिंजे सां प्यारा मिले जॾहिं गीत असां जो मधुर तरानो बणे तॾहिं।
सुर का दरिया बह के सागर में मिले
बदलांदा रूप लेके
बरसन होले होले।
இசைந்தா நம் இருவரும் சுரமும் நமதாகும்। திசை வேறானாலும் ஆழிசேர் ஆறுகள் முகிலாய் மழையாய் பொழிவது போல் இசை நம் இசை। నన్నదనిగే నిన్నదనియా నా స్వరము నీ స్వరము సంగమమై మన സ്വരങ്ങൾ അവതരിഞ്ചി എന്റെ സ്വരവും നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്വരവും ഒത്തുചേർന്നു നമ്മുടെ സ്വരമായി। তোমার সুর মোদের সুর
সৃষ্টি করু কই সুর তোমার সুর মোদের সুর। সৃষ্টি করু কই সুর সৃষ্টি হো ওই কোতান। তোমা মোরা স্বরর মিলন সৃষ্টি করি চালু চালু। મળે સુર જો તારો મારો બને આપણો સુર નિરાળો। माझ्या तुमच्या जुळता तारा मधुर सुरांच्या बरसती धारा। सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बहते सागर में मिले, बादलों का रूप लेके बरसे हल्के हल्के। ओ मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा। ओ
So friends, I hope all of you, most of you have seen this video earlier also. Yes? Anybody who has seen it for the first time?
No, I don't think so. We have seen it many times before.
Okay.
Many times.
So we have seen the video. What did you observe in this video? What type of diversity did you observe? Was there a diversity of age?
Yes, of course. Of course there was.
And what are other types of diversity? What the characteristics what we discussed?
Language, gender, culture.
Yeah, language, gender, culture. What else? Geographical diversity.
Geographical, of course, yes, yes.
And what
Geographical.
else? What else?
Geographical. Oh, what else? What else? What
Just
else?
think of it. What did you observe?
Most of the language diversity.
Yeah, language diversity. That's all?
It also shows unity and integrity of India.
Okay. Was there a diversity of profession?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a
think
very
of-
good point. Yes, that's of course there was.
And what was the message conveyed?
Unity in diversities.
Yes, unity in diversity. All of you agree?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yes.
And then may I ask you that as the video was being played, we have seen it a couple of times, but still, even whenever we see that, do we feel happy or what's your feeling about it? How do you feel?
I feel happy and surprised.
Can I say that we were celebrating diversity in this video? As we are watching, we are celebrating diversity.
Of course, yes. Yes.
Agreed, all of you? No questions?
Mm.
Okay. Now, let's come back to our own institutions. All of us are teachers teaching in colleges and universities. And before the video, we all agreed that there is a student diversity on our campuses. Now, taking student diversity, is there unity in diversity? Is diversity celebrated, or there are some small issues? Can you tell me? Is it the same scenario on our campuses, or there are certain issues? Yeah?
Ragging?
Ragging. What else? Anybody else? Now let me tell you that as Sir said, ragging. Now, every institution has an anti-ragging policy. We have an anti-ragging policy, and we write zero tolerance to ragging. And we take an undertaking from the student that they will not indulge in any of the ragging activities. Why? Because those students who newly enter the institution, they are freshers, they are juniors. Those who are experienced, have been in the campus for some time, they are trying to make fun of them or whatever. And at some point of time, this was so severe that some of the students, new entrants, they dropped their education, rather discontinued because of the problem of ragging. So we have the anti-ragging policy. Okay? And then, do you all have students grievance redressal committee? Do you all have?
Yes, yes, we have.
Why?
Yes.
Why? What is the purpose of students grievance redressal committee? Do we need it? What is happening there? Now, let me tell you, in a classroom, outside the classroom, we have a diversity. Now, in the classroom or outside the classroom, based upon gender, based upon social category, based upon economic status, based upon geographic location, like students coming from rural background and urban background. So they are not welcome. They are excluded. So because of diversity, what is happening? Some amount of exclusion or discrimination is happening. The students is feeling aggrieved. To solve that problem, we have the students grievance redressal committee, wherein an email, a phone number is given. Those aggrieved students can contact them. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
And then one more last example. On our campuses, do we have ICC? Internal Complaints Committee? Do we have?
Yes, we have.
Why? What is the purpose? What does it look into? Now it will ensure that, ICC will ensure that there is no sexual harassment at workplace. That means we are not celebrating gender diversity on our campuses. As simple as that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
What is happening? Some discrimination is happening, some problems, some issues. So we have these committees like ICC, SC cell, ST cell, all these. You know why? Because we are having some exclusion or discrimination on the campuses. So let's go back to the presentation, discuss more. Shall we? Can I share the presentation?
Yeah.
So thanks for your active participation. Now we'll go to the presentation. We have watched the video and discussed. Now, discrimination in higher education. Now, any distinction, exclusion, limitation, or preference which being based on caste, ethnicity, gender, language, religion, political affiliation, and economic class has the purpose or effect of nullifying or impairing equality of access, participation, and outcome of higher education. Access, participation, and outcome. May I please ask you, why do students join colleges and universities? What is the purpose behind it? Can anyone tell me? Why do they join?
To learn.
To learn, very good. What else? What else?
To get a job.
To get a job, very good. What else?
All-round development.
All around development. Like, for example, all of us, like we all belong to different disciplines, science, arts, humanities, commerce. What did we do? We selected a chosen field. I selected management, you selected science, somebody selected arts. What did we do? We applied for that program, and then we have done our PG research. What did we do? We attended the classes, we appeared for the examinations, and then we we earned our degrees. Then we also joined the placements activities, and we were placed in companies. Yes or no? So we come to the institutions with a motto of learning, as Sir said, learning, earning a degree, and then that is the outcome of higher education. Access. How can we get a degree? Unless you access education, you have to enroll. And once enrollment, if I take an admission in MBA, will I get an MBA? I have to participate in the classes and the examinations. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
Participation. Now, supposing I joined an institution where, being a female, I am discriminated, I am excluded based upon my gender. Somebody else, XYZ, just because they come from a very small family or a small region, rural background, they are not welcome, they are not preferred. Then what happens? And because maybe I'm not fluent in English. So if I talk, people may laugh. So what do? Less participation. Then gradually, when nobody is accommodating me, nobody is including me in their group, what will I do? I will have less participation. I'll not speak and not come to the classes. So my attendance may be low. And because of absenteeism, my performance in the examination may be poor. I may fail in the examination, so I cannot earn my degree. And just because I'm not in touch and regular to the classes, I may not participate in the placement interviews, I may not get any placement. So the outcome, the purpose for which I came, is it affected because of discrimination? Yeah? Come on, friends, respond. Yes, or maybe vice versa. Though I am a different category, people involve me, they welcome me. So I attend the classes, appear for the examinations, everything, and the outcome of education is met. Now, normally, in the educational system, we have two types of discrimination, positive and negative. Can anyone tell me what is positive discrimination? Just now we discussed, in fact. What is positive discrimination? Now, I told you, Savitribai Phule Single Girl Child Scholarship. And in our institution, for the women, because, in most of the programs, 1 or 2 girls, they used to come and drop out. So we said, on the first semester, we waived off their tuition fee. So once they join, they continue and complete their studies. So these equity measures, what we are providing, to a certain category of students based upon their gender, social category, economic status. This is called as positive discrimination. We are not giving these facilities to all, but to a certain category. So this is called positive discrimination. This is a correctional mechanism because all these days they were not allowed. They did not have the opportunity. So we are trying to mainstream them. Then what is negative discrimination? Now, based upon gender, people keep me aloof. They don't involve me based upon my certain characteristics that I'm not fluent in English. Somebody don't want to share my room with the hostel. These situations are called negative discrimination. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Positive
Yes.
and negative discrimination. And also let me discuss some more things. I'll stop sharing. Then we'll discuss and we will proceed with the slides. Now, when a student joins an institution, there are main three stakeholders in any institution. First is the students. Second is, who are they? In an institution, important stakeholders?
Teacher.
Teachers. They teach them. So, student-teacher interaction, it could be within the classroom or outside the classroom as mentors, as facilitators. And very importantly, normally we ignore and we think they are not important, that they are, although they are very important, the administrative or the support staff, like we have the admission cell, examination branch, library, hostel, canteen, academic section, finance section, all these are support sections. Yes or no? Administrative staff. So three stakeholders, and on a day-to-day basis, there will be a continuous interaction between student to student, student to teacher, and student to administrative staff. All of you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And in the meanwhile, during this course, is there a chance of discrimination or exclusion? Is there a chance? Is it possible?
Yes, it is there.
It is there. What happens is, in a classroom, not all, knowingly or unknowingly, a teacher may expect low performance with a certain category of students. Or the front benchers, they are responding, the teacher may assume that she may just forget about the introverts or the backbenchers who are not able to come out. So we assume that it is a possibility of discrimination. And students, normally it happens in the hostel, they always complain that South Indian food, North Indian food, do they or not? Yes?
Yes.
Regarding food, or sometimes, some students come to us and say, ma'am, I'm from South, my roommate is from North, but in some other department, one girl has come from South. Can I change my room? We said, why? Boys also, sometimes when we make study groups, they say, ma'am, she's not coming, she's not participating. We don't want any girl in our group for some surveys and some reports. Does it happen? Then I tell them, tomorrow when you join the corporate, can't you work under a female manager? If your boss is female and you're reporting to her, then what? So this is the time. On the campus, you must understand diversity and learn to work with each category of people among diverse people. Because today we are talking of MNCs, multinational corporations, people from different nations, nationalities working for a single organization. Yes or no? Yes? Please respond.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go back to the presentation and discuss some more slides. Then we'll have some videos and some other discussions. So the forms of discrimination we have discussed, positive and negative, and stakeholders also we have discussed, student interaction, student-teacher interaction, administration-student interaction. So we have discussed. And friends, let me ask you one more thing. Now, we have agreed that there is a perfect student diversity on our campuses, and because of diversity, there is exclusion and discrimination. Yes or no? And we have also discussed the consequences of discrimination, that there may be a dropout, there may be a discontinuation of education. Did we discuss or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, one more very, very important. Now, when a student comes, we just now discussed that students come to us for what they come, earning a degree, a better life, joining services, and all we discussed. Now, is the student alone with us or indirectly their family, institution, and society are also connected with us? The success or failure of a student, how does it affect? How does it affect? Now, supposing students join our institutions, their attendance is perfect, participation is perfect. They come out in flying colors in the examinations, and the placement also, they get a very good package. The student is happy, yes or no? He or she? Yes?
Yes, yes.
What about their family? Are they happy?
Students and their family and their
Neighborhood.
neighbors. All are happy.
And their institution, we say, we have got so many placements. We all celebrate. Now, take some examples. Recently in our institution, university, one student from English department, PhD English, he got Fulbright Fellowship. The moment we came to know about the news on the WhatsApp, we called the HOD of English and we congratulated. Sir, it's a proud moment for the university that one student from your department really selected for Fulbright. Why? Because, you know, he belongs to our institution. The institution is also celebrating. Do we do it? Yes?
Yes, we do it.
Yes, we do it. And one girl from education department, she topped JRF. We called the dean. Ma'am, congratulations. Your student topped in JRF. First position to MANUU, our university. So we have not met the girl, we have not seen the girl, but still, since she belongs to our university, we are proud of her. Some students get gold medals. We say, oh, this student belongs to our university. Vice versa. Our neighbor's child gets an IIT, medicine, whatever. When we meet them, we congratulate them. And God forbid, something happens. Some students not able to appear in the examination due to ill health, due to some problem in the family. When we meet them, we smile and we say, beta, no problem. Next semester, you can get through. Do we do it or not? In the society?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Yes.
we do it. So remember, when a student comes to us, indirectly, the student's family, the institution where the student is joined, and more importantly, the society is connected with us. All of you agree for this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So let's go back to the presentation and see how the consequences will affect both the student and indirectly the family and the society. Consequences of discrimination. I quote Martin Luther King Jr. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Discrimination in education at all levels and forms leads to exclusion and exercises harmful effects on students being discriminated against. I suppose this sentence is very, very important to us as teachers. And consequences in both the cases are not socially desirable. They adversely affect the individual and the society. Therefore, the consequences of discrimination should be discussed in the way how it impacts the individual student, institution, family, community, and a wider society. Yes, friends, is it true? Should we or not? What happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And now let us see how to address this discrimination. What does the National Education Policy talk about inclusive education? So the NEP aims to ensure equity and inclusion in education by addressing all forms of exclusion, especially the SEDGs, socially and economically disadvantaged groups. So in the National Education Policy document, we have two chapters, chapter 6 and 14, giving recommendations about equitable and inclusive education, learning for all, and equity and inclusion in higher education. So now I'm shading the NEP. Can you all see the NEP document, all of you? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So part 1 is school education, sir, and 6 is equitable and inclusive education. Let's not see, we will see only the recommendations of higher education because all of us are from higher education. So chapter 14, can you see equity and inclusion in higher education? Yes? Is chapter 14 visible to all of you? So we are talking about SEDG. See, your response is low, so I'm slowing down. Be prompt. Okay?
Ma'am, it is visible.
It is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. Steps to be taken by governments. We have to have clear targets for GER, as we said, 50% by 2035. And then we should conduct outreach programs to mainstream them and develop and support technology tools for better participation and learning outcomes. So, and some steps to be taken by higher education institutions, which we will discuss in the presentation. And then NEP also recommends for equitable and inclusive education, technology-enabled learning. I'll take you right there. Chapter 23. So here we have chapter 23, technology use and integration to support or mainstream education. So we can learn from Swayam, NPTEL, VLabs. So here we have the Swayam MOOCs courses, technology enabled learning, slow learners and fast learners. And we have also the assessment and this one. See here, Swayam, blended learning, and then virtual labs, Swayam Prabha. This is nothing but DTH channels where the internet facility is not available. And we are also talking about online assessment and examinations like Parak. So what is Parak? I will be sharing with you. So let's close NEP here, go back to our presentation. What is inclusive education? It's a transformative approach that seeks to provide equal opportunities and support for all students, regardless of their diverse needs. And then it has the potential in fostering a more equitable and progressive society as per in the NEP 2020. And let us see how we are moving towards inclusivity. We all know about the Right to Education Act 2009, which made elementary education a fundamental right for all children between the age of 6 to 14. And if any organization or individual employs children below 14 years, it amounts to child labor, which is a punishable offense. We do have certain international commitments and policy reforms like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. How can we build an inclusive future? Teacher training should be strengthened because they are the important stakeholders. We should create an awareness and sensitization among all people that even students with disabilities can be mainstream. We should improve the infrastructure in institutions by ramps, elevators, accessible washrooms for students with disabilities. And we should customize the curriculum in regional languages and Braille. And we should collaborate and maybe have some community colleges to mainstream. But then at the same time, we have certain challenges to inclusive education in India. We don't have the infrastructure and resources like ramps, adaptive technologies. Teachers are not properly trained and sensitized. And then there's a social stigma that the moment a child is with disabilities, he's excluded. It should not be there. And assessment and evaluation also, it is common for all. We should employ technology for these assessments, which we'll be seeing soon. So our approach should be, now what we see, it is a teacher-centric approach. The teacher comes in the class and teaches, but it should be learner-centric, where how can we do it? Through discussions, group work, participative learning. They can interact in these exercises, learner-centric methods. And in the 21st century, we should focus more on creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration among students wherein diversity is well addressed. And as teachers, we have an important role to play. We should have strong student-teacher relationships as mentors, as facilitators, encourage their self-confidence, and incorporate emotional reflection. So we all may know about the UGC scheme of mentorship, wherein each teacher will be given 8 to 10 mentees, where we have to address the problems related to academic and non-academic matters, monitor their progress, and provide career guidance and assistance to the students. How can we be an effective student mentor? By being a good listener, flexible, approachable, as role models, as successful guides, and we should be anxious to learn from them because they are a different generation, not give solutions, but understand them and guide them. So certain skills we require as mentors, like we should be credible, able to empathize, look things through their eyes, and understand our own mentees, keep a record, do their SWOT analysis, and encourage them in improving their weaknesses. And our responsibilities are to counsel them, mentor them, help them set an early career goal, check their do's and don'ts, and most importantly, communicate their feedback to their parents or guardians whenever necessary. And another inclusive strategy which we all are adopting to address diversity of slow learners and fast learners is remedial teaching. So how many of you are doing remedial teaching? May I know? How many of you are conducting remedial teaching classes? All of you, I think. Yeah? How many of you? Are you doing remedial teaching? Kindly do not disturb the class, please. Remedial teaching. It could be individualized, one teacher, a few students, one teacher, one student, or peer support program wherein the performers in that subject are selected and they are asked to teach their peers or their classmates. And feedback should be given in either cases. This is a peer support program wherein their own classmates will be teaching them and helping them with the subjects. And feedback should be very timely to the parents and to the students so that there is scope for improvement. And it is seen that some parents have unrealistic expectation of their children's performance. Never compare that somebody else's child has got in IIT, in civil services, but understand that each child is unique. And on the contrary, some parents have very low expectation or least bothered. Either way, both the extremes are not advisable. And a good educational institution is one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for, where a safe and stimulating learning environment exists, and a wide range of learning experiences are offered, where good physical infrastructure and appropriate resources conducive to learning are available to all students. Only then such institutions will be very inclusive and accommodating. So friends, all of you know about what is Parak? Anybody is registered as a faculty member in Parak? Are you familiar with Parak online assessment? All of you? No response?
No, I'm not familiar with this.
Can I share what is Parak online assessment?
Of course.
Yeah. So let's go to Parak. I'll share the screen first. I hope the screen is clear. All of you?
Yes, it's clear.
So
yes.
This is student learning assessment, Parak, and this is the background. As we said, technology-enabled learning for inclusive education. This is a purpose and scope, vision and mission, problem statement, and the goals are we will be getting skilled graduates, placement, and then civic, social, and personal responsibilities developed among students of a country, and then students inculcate intercultural knowledge and collaborative problem-solving skills, and we will have skilled graduates towards productivity and innovation, which will lead to higher economic growth. So this is about this one. So you can register as an institute, as a student, or as a faculty member. Okay. So for example, you can register as a faculty, and then once you register, one-time registration, and then you can log in. Okay. Log in as a reviewer, institute, student, faculty, and finance student. Okay. So this is about
registration fees.
No, it is totally free. It's free. Okay. And friends, let me tell you that this was started. Why? Because we saw that there's a gap between what we are offering to the industry and what the industry wants. Many reports are there which say that only 40% of our graduates are employable. Have you come across this information?
Yes.
So for that, The students and the institute have to do a continuous assessment online and address the gaps so that they are employability ready. They are ready for to be employed. So let me show the guidelines. So these are the general. So every institute and student should participate in Parak, because Parak, I showed you in the NEP document also. Assessment may be assigned to students at least twice a year. This is the minimum time and there's no limit for maximum. Overall performance of students can be seen through reports and dashboards. Recommendation and gaps should be addressed by the institute. So these are the guidelines, and may I have your attention here? The 4 important steps. First is institute will assign assessment to the verified students, only those students who register here, okay, as a student. And give timelines. Sorry? Pardon me? Dr. Arjun, please, the class is being disturbed. Kindly do not mute yourself. Step 1, institute will assign assessment to the verified students, and institute have to give timelines for the completion of the assessment. Step 1. Step 2, the student and the institute will receive an acknowledgement email. Assessment must be completed in due course of time. Step 2. Step 3, the student will log in and complete the assessment in due course of time. And step 4, very importantly, the outcome report will be generated to the student, and acknowledgement report will be shared to the institute. Okay? Which they have to work upon. These are the 4 steps. Is it clear to all of you? Yes? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Ma'am, I've got a question, ma'am. Can I ask it now?
yeah, please.
Can all those performances be stored inside? Because in
Once
that
you
case,
log in, you can see. Once you register and log in, it will be there in your this thing. Okay?
no, I mean our students' performances. Our students' performances. Once,
Yeah,
suppose.
it will be there in the portal. It will be there.
Okay. In that case, we'll not have to store the papery
No.
answers, etc., etc. That will be quite a relief.
You can
Yeah.
see here, sir. Guidelines, institute guidelines. You have to register, log in and submit your profile, add your students, assign assessments and dashboards you will get, and you will get, everything will be there. See. Okay, user manual for bulk import. Can you see this?
Okay. Yeah, of course I can. Yeah.
Then, as a student, you have the guidelines for assessment, how to take the assessment once you log in. And the institute assigns you. You can do self-assessment or by the institute. These are the prerequisites and these are the MCQs. And this is a flow chart. Okay? How to answer.
Okay.
This is for the students. And
Ma'am, is it also
as
applicable
a faculty, these are the guidelines. You can become a faculty as well as a reviewer. And when I said AICT SLA Student Learning Assessment Parak portal, do not be under the impression that it is only for management, engineering, or pharmacy. It is for all. Now I can show you this. Can non-technical institutions and their students take part in Parak? Yes. What are the modes of assessment? 2. One is by the institute or one is by the student. You can also take it in your local language. And how many times? I already told you, no limit. And what will I get after taking assessment? The student will get an assessment report for showing their gains in academic, aptitude skills, and higher order thinking skills to understand the strengths and weaknesses in learning. So this is about the Parak portal. It is not just for engineering and management. And then we have seen the guidelines, and then in the course also we can see the departments and all that. We can see they are doing for all now. Okay, participation also you can see with your institute AICT ID and AICT ID, you can do it. So this is about the AICT Parak. So friends, I suppose in Parak, no doubts?
No, ma'am.
We'll have more in Korean. So let me sum up. So today we have just discussed about the importance of education, higher education, a look at the changing scenario of higher education of our country, and a quick relook at the education system of ancient India, which had holistic institutions like Takshashila, Nalanda, and Vikramshila, which hosted scholars from across different countries. And then our scholars were, intellectuals were invited to spread Buddhist religion, knowledge, and culture, wherein there was an intellectual exchange. And then we have discussed the definition of diversity among people and related that particular diversity to diversity of students among the students on our college, in our colleges and universities. And we all have observed that there is student diversity with age to gender, age, religion, geographic location, language, many types of diversity among students. But then this diversity is not so really celebrated. The video we have seen, it conveyed the message that unity and diversity in our own country, but we do have certain small issues like ragging, discrimination, sexual harassment at workplace, some more. So to address that, we have got the anti-ragging cell, students grievance redressal committee, and ICC and all. And basically, we also have discussed that 3 stakeholders of the institution, how they interact day-to-day basis, and then how diversity is addressed. And in the meanwhile, we discussed the national education policy to address the consequences of discrimination, how it affects the individual student, his family, the society, and institution. For that, the NEP has given recommendations in Chapter 6 and 14 for equitable and inclusive education and learning for all at the school level and higher education level. And then we have certain steps to be taken by the governments and steps to be taken by the higher education institutions, like infrastructure development, training of teachers, and providing the requisite facilities for the students who are differently able, and certain inclusive strategies like mentorship, remedial teaching, in order to address the students who are slow learners or who have diverse learning needs and comprehension skills. And then lastly, we have also discussed about the technology-enabled learning, wherein we discussed about Parak, that is a student learning assessment portal, wherein students can take assessments and identify the gaps where they lack so that they are ready for employment. So this was about the student diversity and inclusive education. I hope my presentation was clear, and thanks all of you for your patient listening and active participation. It's over to you now for any questions, please. I can take some questions. Participants,
the platform is open for you.
I have summed up also. You want me to share any, again, the presentation or anything? I can share again if you have any doubts there. Yeah, you're welcome. Most of you are thanking. Let me also check the chat box for, yeah. No questions, please.
Is Parak valid for promotion?
Sir, it is student learning assessment, sir. Not for promotion. It's not for faculty.
Means students class promotion. Is it valid for at any stage or not?
It is valid for?
Valid for in academia or in industry.
No,
It's evaluation. The platform evaluated and the results are obtained. How the student can get benefit from that evaluation?
No, the gaps you have to address, sir. The students will get a report. In that report, their communication skills, their aptitude skills, whatever is lacking, they have to improve upon that. That certificate is not considered. It is your report. It is your assessment report where you have to improve.
Okay.
Got it? You can check the portal for more details. You'll have it. And you please kindly register as a faculty.
So a student can, as a faculty, I can watch the performance of my students on that.
Yeah, you'll get a report. The institution will get a report.
Okay.
Welcome, sir. Principal sir has appreciated my presentation. Thank you so much, sir. Any more questions, please? We have been discussing on every slide, on almost every topic. It was a good interaction, but still you have any questions, you're welcome, please.
Siddharashmi, if there is no question, you just go on to the next.
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, I don't have a question. Okay. But I just want to add something, not a question. The thing is that when we talk about this caste discrimination, as you began, and there is a very general perception that in the ancient India, the people from the lower castes were not allowed to get into education. You cited the example of Ekalavya and so on.
Yeah.
And then for the women also. Okay. But ma'am, there are instances, where we see that actually this whole idea of caste was not perhaps initially based on birth. One thing. Secondly, for women, there are 39 names of Brahmavadinins in the Vedic literature. So what was the aboriginal condition? It's something that needs to still be looked into very carefully before we make a sweeping statement. I have this addition, okay? And sometimes people completely tend to overlook that point. I have no problem in, if you say that there has been discrimination in India.
No, we
especially
didn't say
about women.
discrimination. No. Go back to the early presentation. We observed that because of the non-availability of transportation facilities, the hostel facilities, the infrastructure, what we have today, those days, people did not feel safe and secure to send the girls to the gurukuls, to the caves, to the forests. That
Right.
point I made clear.
Okay. No,
Yes,
that's
because
okay.
of that,
Yeah, that
they
I
did
just
not send.
want. Yes, ma'am.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an
I just want
observation.
to add that. Yeah, just
Less
add that
representation
point to
of
that
women.
discourse. Yeah,
Importance
that's
is
all.
fine, but then there
yeah.
are no facilities. How do we send my sister, my daughter? We cannot send. Okay, if the facilities are available, transportation facilities, hostel facilities, then now we are mainstreaming them. We just didn't make a sweeping statement. We observed what were the conditions that time, which made this situation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted this addition, to that
Yeah.
discourse.
In the
Thank you.
beginning, I suppose you didn't connect with us. It's okay. Some of you joined late. We discussed it.
Madam,
Sir.
One of my observation I can share with you
Yeah.
that nowadays we are looking the number of boy students are getting less in the classroom compared to the girl students. So why is it happening? We don't know.
Okay, maybe they're opting for online education, distance mode, they are working and studying, maybe they are working and studying, or maybe boys are going abroad, girls are not sent abroad. There are so many possibilities we need to explore, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they are going to foreign universities,
Exactly.
maybe online, maybe distance.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be. Good observation.
Yes.
We observe and we conduct a research. Like I told you, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. How it has come? Through survey reports, research. We didn't blankly say that Beti ko padhaiye, Beti ko bachaiye. Why? There is a cause and effect. We do
Okay,
respect
Sita
all
Lakshmi,
our
please.
brothers. Yes.
Okay.
There should be a balance.
Okay. Sita Lakshmi, please.
Discussion.
You're mute. Sita.
Here, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
It was
thank
a
you, ma'am.
good
It
discussion,
was very interesting and informative. And I would like to call upon Mrs. Danya G, Department of Economics of Grace Valley College, to deliver the vote of thanks. Danya, ma'am, please.
Good evening. Is it audible?
Yes.
Good evening to everyone.
Okay.
Our respected Principal Dr. Usman sir and our guest Saneem Fatima ma'am and its organizers and participants. It's my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing team. Ma'am, your insights have been incredibly valuable and thought-provoking.
Thank you.
I think the important message during this session is that let's celebrate differences and amplify unheard voices and strive every day to create inclusive spaces where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued.
Yes.
Anyway, once again, thank you to our organizing team and the technical supporting staff. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.